Good morning, everyone. It's Jessica Perez-Beebe here inside of High Performer Lifestyle on Facebook, or you may be watching the replay on YouTube. As you hop on, please just say hello, introduce yourself. I'm just doing a couple quick invites right here to some people who I know who requested that I give them a little notice when we're going live today. So let's jump right in. Hey, Chantel. Hey, Emma. Marty, Cedro. Awesome. Today's live is got me fired up because it's something that's been coming up a lot in conversations. Actually, my assistant coach, Emma is, say hi to Emma. She's here on the live. She works with me in my coaching programs, and she and I were actually just talking about this yesterday. And so it's been coming up a lot in conversation. I deal with it with clients, and it's just something that is important as a high performer, as somebody who wants to really excel. If you're in this group, you know, you're driven to excel, to make something bigger of your life. I often work with really successful entrepreneurs, athletes, people that have succeeded in life. And, you know, you're typically the person that's motivating everybody else and holding everybody else accountable. And you end up working with me because I provide that level of challenge and accountability, myself and my team, to actually help you go to your next level. So I know that if you're in this group, that is the level of success and joy, really, because the truth is, yes, joy is a state of being, right? But we do create more joy and more moments of joy and more pursuit of joy when we're really pursuing our highest possible, let's say, ministry in life, right? Like doing what really lights us up and really contributes to the world. And just that in itself requires you to aspire higher, right? To not just settle. So here's what I want to talk about today. It's really easy. Tell me if you agree. It's really, and engage. If you're in this group, engage, right? High performers don't sit on the sidelines. We get in the game, we engage, we participate. So it's super easy to feel great and to do great and to get out there and motivate others and to talk about all the good things in life when your life is going well, right? It's so easy to feel like you're on top of the world when things are going your way. But the truth is, things don't go your way all the time, right? In fact, most of the time in our lives, we're dealing with something, whether it's in our personal relationships, whether it's in our career, whether it's money, right? We're dealing with something, maybe an illness, maybe a death, right? Maybe tragedy. So how do you keep going when life gets tough? How do you keep on pursuing your goals? How do you still show up for yourself, your family, for other people when, you know, life is giving you lemons, right? Here's what I want to say to you that might surprise you, okay? This may surprise you. It may sound a little harsh, but this is the truth. It's the way that I talk to myself. It's the way that I talk to my clients. It's the way every high performer, elite athlete, elite successful entrepreneur thinks. Stop feeling entitled to only good times. This whole idea of entitlement I've been talking about a lot lately. There's this, especially in this world with the internet and with all these perceptions of how easy things look, right? People get in this mindset of being entitled. I'm entitled to, you know, make all this money. I'm entitled to like have months off. You know, people are attracted to this online lifestyle because of what they think it means, right? Like what people post and all the showy stuff, right? And so just like, you know, you're doing yourself a disservice as an entrepreneur to feel just entitled to all the benefits of it without putting in the time and the work with consistency. It's the same thing with everything else in life. If you're feeling entitled to only having good times, to only having everybody support you and love what you're talking about, if you're only feeling entitled to succeeding, then you have got it backwards. You've got it the wrong way. Suffering is actually a part of life. It's really just your perception. right? I talk about this often, the contrast in life, right? What we don't like, what we don't want more of, it's there to drive us to pursue what we do. So I was just reading this article on Michael Jordan. It's an old article, but I love reading about the top elite athletes. And he just says over and over again how much he has failed in life, how many like struggles he's had, how many times he's been set back, right? And that's the thing that I love about elite athletes and just successful, really top elite successful people in general. It's like they are still doing what it takes day after day, moment after moment, regardless of what is going on around them. And this is the difference between a high performer and somebody who's just wanting to get by, or somebody who just wants to have the results but isn't willing to put in the energy, the effort, isn't willing to work on the mindset of it, right? It's like you can't just stop and put your life on hold and your goals and your dreams and your ambitions and your mission and your ministry because other things are happening in your life. Because think about that. How often do things keep happening in your life, right? So Emma and I were talking yesterday about everything that is actually going on in my life behind the scenes. And she said to me, like, gosh, I've been working with you so long, I think, almost 2 years now. And she's like, you're, no matter what's going on, and I know that you've got personal things going on, right? Like in these, like not even a month and a half, I've got, really challenging things going on with a family member, and all of the things that happen as a result of that, really emotional things, really life-threatening things. And she said, no matter what, you're always still showing up. You're never pulling back. You're showing up for me. You're showing up for your clients. You're showing up for your community, for yourself. You're still out there training for your competition. And like, how do you do that? And my short and sweet answer to her is like, it's just a part of life. My life, just like many of you, has always been paved with struggles, with challenges. I had 3-4 people die, including my mother, in my life by the time I was 26 years old, right? Really close people. So the point of that is like, things are always happening in life, right? There's always challenges going on. There's always something that presents itself as a challenge that can make you want to pull the covers over your head and stay in bed. But that is the difference between somebody who is driven to succeed. And if this isn't you, that's okay. But I want to talk to those of you who you're just innately driven to get out there and not let life knock you down. I work with that people who want to really master that kind of pro athlete mindset. And I always say athletes because, listen, like the Michael Jordans, the Kobes, the Phelps, the Serena Williams, all of those people, do you think that they're not having hard times? Do you think that it's easy? Do you think that they're, at some point having struggled with money, relationships, illness, death? No, the point is, when things get tough, you keep going because you're not entitled, right? None of us are entitled to just have this perfect life. It's crazy to think that, right? Are you guys with me here? So I think about like Jesus, right? I mean, his whole life was about suffering, right? So when we think that our life is supposed to just be straight up and down with no peaks and valleys, and we only are out there doing our work, doing our ministry, spreading our message. I speak to a lot of entrepreneurs here. When we're feeling great and things are going great, then you're leaving like 50, 60, 75% of your life like up to chance, right? So we have to stop feeling entitled to perfect days. As entrepreneurs, we have to stop feeling entitled to money just rolling in and all this crazy time off and everything just being so easy without actually putting in the effort, the consistency, the time. None of those elite athletes made it there by just being like, I want to be off every day for 10 hours. No, they're out there for 10 hours practicing their craft, right? So, you can have all the time off you want, right? I say this to people who reach out to me and they're attracted to the online lifestyle. And when they tell me from the beginning, like, oh, I just want to have more time freedom, I'm like, listen, that's fine. But if you're expecting to have all this time freedom as you're building in the beginning your business without you, while also making all this money and having things easy, like you've got your mind in the wrong place. You've got to find what you're passionate about, what your mission is in life, you know, what you would do for free, honestly, and then get out there and do the work. Love the process. Love the process, because guess what? The process is going to be filled with challenges and peaks and valleys. So you can either have all the time off and be okay with not having all the fruits that come with putting in the effort, but you can't have both at the same time. Eventually, you will earn that, right? But everything takes time, consistency, and effort, right? So whatever you're struggling with right now, right? The Buddha has a famous saying that's basically like, you know, what is, right? So it's like, it's your resistance to what is, to whatever's going on right now. If I were resisting what was going on right now in my personal life, you know, how that would show up is I would have an excuse. I would be able to like give my sob story to people and say, this is what's going on behind the scenes. And so I can't show up for this. I can't do this right now. Right. And then you start having people buy into why this isn't the right time for you to show up with your commitments and to do what you intended to do. But the truth is, what is. I'm not resisting what is. It's the resistance to what's going on, whatever's tough in your life right now. It's you resisting it that is causing the suffering. Does that make sense to you? Right? Think about it for a minute. It means our suffering only happens when we resist what's going on. If you can change it, then take action, right? Change it. But if you can't, you have two choices. You either accept it and let go of whatever negative emotions you have with it, or you make yourself miserable over obsessing about it and you put the rest of your life on hold. I can't tell you how many people, you know, have come to me and they want, you know, like my family knows I go crazy when I hear the, like, I will try. I want it, so I'm going to try. No, you're either going to make it happen or you're not, right? So if you want things to change, you got to start changing within yourself right now. Does that make sense? So, you know, personally in my life, just to give you a little bit, a piece of that, you know, my brother, my only brother, who I love and adore, has been struggling with a lifelong addiction, right? And he's at a point right now where he's at a really big crossroads, and it's requiring a lot of time. It's requiring a lot of money. It's very emotional. It's scary. It's all the things that you can imagine and that you probably have experienced at some point in your life. And the reason I share that with you is because it's so easy on the outside for people to see somebody succeeding, right? Like I became a pro athlete this last year. I'm training for my pro debut. My business has been just growing every single year, at least doubling, you know. And what happens is on the outside, you look at people like myself or other people and you think, well, it's easy for them. You know, it's easy for them because you just assume that everything is, you know, running smoothly, that everything is perfect. They're not having any challenges. You might know intellectually that everybody has challenges, but you forget when you're just seeing, you know, the social media, or you're just seeing the accomplishments. What you have to remember is that people who succeed, and these elite athletes that I'm talking about, and people in business, right? It's all the same. We have the same traits, right? And that is, we're able to focus no matter what's going on around us, right? We're not letting the things that we can't control, like I cannot control. There's a lot, almost all that I can't control. Everybody knows when somebody has, you know, addiction or even an illness, no matter how much you want to get in and fix things, there's so much you can't control and you have to come to terms with, right? And it's the same thing with anything that's happening in your life right now. Focus on what you can control. Don't be pulled down by the other things that are going on, right? Because these are the moments that make or break your life. These are the moments that make or break your life. I can't tell you how many people tell me they want a certain thing, right? I work with entrepreneurs, so people that want to even be new entrepreneurs, and they've had success in other areas, and they want to have this success creating their own business or working online, right? Yet they say, well, I've got this going on right now, and so, I'm only going to give 50% to that. That's fine, but you're going to get 50% of the results. So if you are letting outside circumstances dictate when or how you actually pursue your joy, your passion, your ministry, the mission that you have in the world, then you're holding yourself back, and you're holding back the people that would benefit from your work, right? So if you want things to change right now in your life, regardless of what's going on, start by changing inside, because the outer world, your outer world, is a reflection of your inner world. So inside, I am solid, I'm strong, I'm really connected to my faith, right? I'm able to focus on what it is that I want. I don't let outside distractions take away my attention. It's like being on the basketball court for Michael Jordan. He can't take what's happening over here onto the court, just like I can't take what's happening with my brother here and let that be an excuse or a reason, right? So often we allow these other things to be reasons that we hold ourselves back. And that's not what God intended for us, right? The suffering and the challenges and the pain and the emotional stuff and the real shit that happens in your life is all part of the process. Don't let it slow you down. Take it with you, right? Take it with you. So, what I want to say to you before we log off is, let me know in the comments, if you're going through something right now, if life feels tough and you feel like it's holding you back from pursuing what you want in your business, from making a decision, from investing in yourself, for putting your health first or whatever, share vulnerably in the comments, and then just into this community, right? Into this community in the comments, declare what it is that you desire, that you've been holding yourself back, you've been allowing to hold you back because of outside circumstances. And then ask for support. Ask for support here. One of the things that I know from working with really driven, ambitious people is that one of the traits we have is we are very self-motivated. So we do a lot on our own, and that's okay to a certain point. It gets us to a certain point, but then we hit a wall. And in order to go pro in your life, in your mindset, in your fitness, in your business, in your ability to make money, in your relationship, in order to jump up from that amateur to pro level, that's when you got to let the guard down, stop being a lone wolf, be vulnerable, ask for support, get coaches, get mentors, be parts of groups like this, and use your voice to ask for the support that you need and to just declare what it is that you want. No hiding, no hiding. So that is my call to action for you. Share in the group, what have you been holding yourself back, or what in your life have you been allowing to stop you or to hold you back? It could be something simple, and it could be something serious like what I shared. So thanks for being here. Comment, and I'll be back in to answer your questions and to answer or to comment on your comments and give you any support. And listen, if you want more one-on-one support, reach out to me. Just send me a private message and we'll get right back to you within the day. All right, everybody, have a beautiful, blessed day. And thank you for being here. Welcome to all of you who are new. Please introduce yourselves. Lots of love, and I'll see you later. Bye.